Hello. I hope I'm audible now. I hope I'm audible now. Now it's fine. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So, welcome to class 2 of atomic structure. Yes. I hope all of the students have joined the class. Yes. I can see in the comment section, so many are already there in the session. Simon, some doubts in first session. Yeah, we'll discuss about the doubts. Okay, quickly we will be discussing about the doubts. I will be asking some questions. Please respond the same. Okay, instead of chit chatting in the chat box, hi, hello, and all this with yourselves, please do respond. Okay, to my questions. So if you guys remember, in the last class we have discussed about the cathode ray experiment, right? In the cathode ray experiment, what I told you is, cathode is the electrode which is having a negative charge. From the cathode ray will start and will go towards the anode, and behind the anode some screen will be there, fluorescent or phosphorescent screen will be there, on which it will give a glow, right? My first question is, what is the material from which the screen is made up of? The back side, the behind screen is made up of what material? ZnS. Yes, it is zinc sulfide. Very good, very good. You guys are paying attention. Not zinc, it is zinc sulfide. Yes, I'm getting the answer. Zinc sulfide. Chalo, badhiya, bahut achhi baat hai. Okay, now going to the second question. The second question is, the cathode ray consists of what particle? Your options are negative charged particle or positive charged particle. Cathode ray consists of what particle? Electron. Yes, it is electron. It is electron. Okay, very good, very good. Negative charged particle, which is electron. The third question for you people is a true false based question. The cathode ray always consists of electron. Whether it is true or false, cathode ray always consists of electron. It is true. It is true. Meanwhile, I also told you, if you remember, we have not discussed much, but I told you, anode ray consists always of protons. This statement is true or false? Anode ray consists of protons all the time. It is false. Yes, very good, very good. You guys are paying attention. I'm really happy with this point. Okay, so the next question to you, what is the E by M ratio of cathode ray particles? E by M ratio. What is the value of E by M ratio of the cathode ray particles? 1, it is not 1. 1.58, no. What is the, yes, very good Gautam, very good. 1.75 in 10 to the power of 11 coulomb per kg, very good. Yes, it is correct. Not 10 to the power of minus 11, it is 10 to the power of plus 11 only. Man, rectify yourself. Very good. So many answers I'm getting. So glad to know about this. So if you remember in the last class, what we have discussed is like the cathode ray is there, will be passing towards the anode from the cathode, will be going in a straight line unless there is some external electric field or magnetic field. If electric field or magnetic field is there, cathode ray will not go straight, it will get deflected, right? Now we will proceed further with amount of deflection. So if I talk about amount of deflection, this depends on 3 parameters. Okay, I can say amount of deflection is directly proportional to strength of external electric field or magnetic field, right? The second point is, it is inversely proportional to the mass of the particle which we are talking about, and it is also related to the charge on the particle. It is directly proportional to charge on the particle. Very important, you may remember this, right? I will tell you how do we get these things, like amount of deflection. If you remember in the experiment, what I have told you is the cathode ray will start from cathode, will go towards anode, but meanwhile if electric field or magnetic field is there, it gets deflected, right? How much it will deflect? It will deflect more or it will deflect less. It depends on these parameters, these three parameters. So if I talk about, suppose we have this type of cathode ray instrument, right? Here cathode is there and here you have the perforated anode. Cathode and anode is there, right? This is your cathode, and in the anode side what you are doing? In the anode side there are some holes, right? This is your anode in which some hole is there. This is your anode, right? This diagram makes sense. We have cathode, we have anode in which some holes are there. Now what? From the cathode, ray has started going towards the anode, but meanwhile if you have some electric field here, suppose plus terminal and minus terminal, the cathode ray will get deflected towards which side? It will get deflected towards which side? Yes, it will get deflected towards which side? That is what my question. Negative? No? Up. Very good. It is going to be deflected upward because cathode ray has negative charge and it will get deflected towards this positive terminal of the electric field. Now my question is, how much it will get deflected? More deflection or less deflection? That depends on these three parameters. If you have greater electric field here, right? If electric field strength is more, then what will happen? This will get more deflected. If electric field strength is less, then it will get less deflected, right? That is the first point. Electric field means basically how much potential difference we are creating, how much charges are there. If more electric field, we can say more positive charge, more negative charge here across this terminal. If more positive charge, it will attract more to this negative charge. So we can say that more is the charge difference in these terminals of the electric field, more will be the deflection. That is the first point, strength of the external electric or magnetic field. Second point is they based on the mass of the particle. If mass of the particle is very less, then it can run faster, right? If you talk about very light particle is there. Suppose I am talking about bullet bike. Okay, I am talking about bullet bike and some sports bike. If you compare bullet bike with sports bike will go very fast, right? But maximum speed for bullet is almost around 90 to 100, 110 kilometer only. What is the reason? Why bullet bike goes little slow as compared to the sports bike? Yes, sports bike have comparatively lesser masses. Correct, lesser masses. But bullet bike more mass, so it will go slow. More mass, it will go slow. That way, if the mass of the particle, the cathode ray particle, if the mass is very high of this particle, then it will not move that much. So deflection will be less. But if its mass is less, easily it can get deflected. Yes, it is motu patlu concept. Someone is writing motu patlu, or not patlu, right? It is like if we have cathode ray which is lighter particle, then it will get deflected more. And always this cathode ray consists of electron. It is a fixed particle, so the amount of deflection will be constant in the cathode ray experiment because mass will be remaining constant in cathode ray experiment, right? Charge on the particle, if you say cathode ray consists of electrons only, so always its charge is going to be fixed. So if you talk about in cathode ray experiment, out of these three things, which parameter can be changed? Can anyone tell me? How much deflection will happen? That depends on total three factors which I have written here. Out of those three parameters in cathode ray experiment, which factor can be changed? Remaining two factors are constant only. Yes, very good. Neha, very good, very good. It is strength of external electric field or magnetic field. Because in cathode ray experiment, particle is fixed to only electron. So mass of the particle is fixed because that is electron always, mass of electron fixed, charge on the electron also fixed. The only thing which is going to be changing is the electric field or magnetic field strength. If you change that, if you increase the electric field or the magnetic field, more deflection will happen. I hope it makes sense, guys. I hope it is clear. Yes, chalo badhiya. Now you see, these are the three parameters which is very important, right? In the anode experiment also we are going to discuss about these parameters. Chalo. Now you see, what is this E by M I told in the last class? E by M is charge by mass ratio. Charge by mass ratio. This ratio is called as specific charge also. It is called specific charge. Specific means divided by mass. Any quantity divided by mass is called specific. So charge divided by mass is specific charge. Some x is there divided by mass is specific x, you can say like that. Okay, the specific charge is charge divided by mass. Now we will talk about the specific charge of certain species after discussing about the anode ray experiment. So let us go for the anode ray experiment now, right? So start with anode ray experiment. Let us talk about what is this experiment is. In anode ray experiment, what we are going to do is we have similar kind of setup as that of cathode ray experiment. Guys, you please tell me, in cathode ray experiment, in which electrode we have made the holes? In cathode ray experiment, in which electrode we have made some holes? Yes, Sivasankar, I have it out. Yes, please, you ask. Anode. Yes, I'm getting the answer. Anode. Someone told cathode. It is not cathode, man. On the anode, we are making a hole. Okay, in the cathode ray experiment, from cathode, the ray will start, will go towards the anode. So it has to pass through the anode. That's why in the anode, we will make hole, right? Okay. Sivasankar, you did ask your doubt. Okay. Chalo. Why holes? Very good question. Why hole? If you don't have hole, then how the ray will pass? If you are making the hole, then only through that hole the ray will pass and hit on the zinc sulfide screen, right? Yes, it is anode. Yes, to pass the ray. Very good. Now in anode ray experiment also same thing we will do, but the difference is in cathode ray experiment, in the anode we have made the hole. In anode ray experiment we will just do the reverse. Means in anode ray experiment where we will have the hole. Yes, correct. Ajay Verma, you are correct. It is on the cathode we are going to make the hole. But rays are very small, sir. Rays are very small means, what do you mean to say by small rays? You cannot see the rays. You cannot see the rays. They are very powerful, highly energetic rays. They have high kinetic energy, very high velocity. So they pass at very high speed. They can pass through very thin plates also. But for making the experiment simple, we are making some holes so that easily it can pass without much disturbance. Okay, if you don't make hole also, some amount of ray may pass. But to make the experiment easier, to observe the ray easily on the zinc sulfide screen, we are making a hole. Okay, yes, find the path of the particle. Perfect. That is true. So if you are making hole, through that hole only the ray will pass, so that we can find the path of the particle. Correct. So please tell deflection again. Yes. So in deflection, what I told is, like, deflection depends on three parameters. If the ray which is passing has higher charge, more is the charge, more will be the deflection, right? It is like two charges are there. If both of these charges are having very high magnitude, plus charge, minus charge is there, both are having high magnitude, then their force of attraction is more. So what I'm saying is, cathode ray is having negative charge and external electric field, the positive terminal is there, which I have drawn in the upside. The positive terminal is attracting to the negative charged electrons. How much will be the force of attraction? That depends on what factor? How much is the charge on the electron and how much is the charge present on the positive terminal? That is what we can say electric field. How much is there? What is the strength of the electric field? Right? Bhaskar, what is your doubt? You please ask your doubt. What is the doubt? How much reactivity is needed for the material taken? How much reactivity is needed? The material, whatever you are taking, it may be a reactive material or it may be less reactive material. Irrespective of that, if it is less reactive material also, it will emit the cathode rays because we are giving very high voltage. With that high voltage, it will eject the electron, right? What is the difference between cathode and anode experiment? That is what we are going to discuss now. Charge on particle, how it depends on charge on particle. In cathode experiment, it does not depend. In anode experiment, it depends. That's what we are going to discuss. After discussing this, you will get to know about that, right? Let us talk about this anode experiment now. After we are done with this, you may ask your question once again, the same doubt. Okay, I feel that you will not have the same doubt again. The reason being, it will make you understand that how the charge on the particle is going to decide how much deflection will be there, right? Who discovered anode? Anode and cathode, no one is going to discover, man. Experiments scientists have discovered. Cathode experiment was conducted by two scientists, Crook and Thomson. Talking about this experiment, we are going to discuss about anode experiment. You see here, in this experiment, what we will do is, we will have similar kind of setup, right? We have the cathode and the anode, but where we will have the hole now this time is in the opposite direction. Right? Here we have made a hole. You can see here is the hole. Now the hole will be there in the cathode in this experiment. In anode experiment, in the cathode the hole will be there. And this side we have the anode. Right? Anode means it has positive charge and the cathode means it has negative charge, and they are connected to the external battery like this, and we are supplying a high voltage of 10,000 volt, and everything else is similar. We have very low pressure inside. Here low pressure is there. Low pressure is there due to some gas, right? Suppose we have hydrogen gas inside. For this time I am talking about, let us say we have hydrogen gas inside. Don't spam Veera Siva Reddy. Yes, let me talk about this experiment, then you can ask your doubt. Okay, let me complete this, then you ask your doubt. Siva Reddy, don't spam in the chat box. Now you see, we have taken hydrogen gas inside. We may take some other gas also, but now for simplicity we have taken hydrogen gas. Very low pressure maintained with the help of vacuum pump here attached, right? The anode is there and the cathode is there. Now what will happen is, what we have observed is, from the anode, you should not say, but somewhere from the middle, the rays have started and they are passing towards the cathode, and they will pass through this hole and they will hit on the zinc sulfide screen, the similar screen which we have taken in the last case. The zinc sulfide screen we will take here, and these rays will go and hit over there. This ray will go pass through it and will hit over here, right? This is what we are going to observe. Now what is the similarity if you talk about in these two experiments? I can say that we have taken similar type of electrode, but difference is there we have made hole in the anode in the cathode experiment, but now our rays started from anode, if not from somewhere. No, from the rays have not started from the anode. You see carefully, I have not started from the anode. From some XYZ reason inside the tube, the rays have started. From which region I will tell you now. Please use pink color. Please use pink color. What is this particular asking? I don't understand. Pink color will not be visible, I guess. Right? Are you saying please don't use? You are saying please use pink color. Arey bhai, kya demand hai? Now you see what we are doing is the ray has started from somewhere and passing towards the cathode and hitting on the cathode, and similar kind of effect is there. But what is the point over here which you have to remember is, here you have taken H2 gas. So basically what will happen is, in the cathode ray experiment, the rays have started from cathode. Similar type of ray will start here also from the cathode. It will go towards anode, but we will not observe anything because behind anode we don't have anything now. We don't have zinc sulfide screen here, right? But what will happen is, whatever the highly energetic rays are there, they will be bombarding with the gas which you have taken inside. What is the gas you have taken is H2. That H2 gas will be heated with, okay, will be heated so that it will convert into hydrogen atoms. Why it is getting broken down? The molecule H2 is broken down into hydrogen atoms, 2 hydrogen atom. Reason is, we are having very high voltage. With this high voltage, the molecule will break, the bond in the molecule will break, will form these atoms. Later what will happen? The hydrogen atom will form H plus and the electron. Try to get my point. Very, very important point. This part is very important. How can it collide, sir? It is low pressure. That is what the point. Because the pressure is very low, that's why the rays can move easily. If very high pressure is there, that means much amount of gas is there, the ray may not pass. So we have already the ray. Whatever the cathode ray we have discussed, that cathode ray will be present here also. That ray will be bombarding with this H2 molecule to break down into 2 hydrogen atoms, because it has very high energy. With that high energy, it will break down into this form. That hydrogen atom will further break into this H plus form, right? So if you are taking H2 gas, you are getting H plus. Similarly, suppose you are taking N2 gas. Try to understand my point. If you are taking H2 gas, finally you are getting H plus. Because hydrogen atom is there, atom has electron in the valence shell. That electron is removed and hydrogen plus has been formed. Why, if you are asking? It is like you have the nucleus in class 9th or 10th, you might have studied. Nucleus is there and this is the electron in the hydrogen atom. This is the hydrogen atom in which you have the nucleus over here, and this is the electron. Because we are supplying very high voltage, with that high voltage this electron can be easily ejected. If you remove that electron, what will be there? Sir, from where the ray are starting? I am again telling, here also cathode rays will be there, but that we are not observing because in the anode side we don't have anything. We don't have zinc sulfide. So my point is, here what is happening? Hydrogen atom was there inside and it has an electron. That electron is getting ejected easily because we are supplying this high voltage, so that it is forming H plus. So from H2 molecule you are getting H plus. So if you take N2 molecule, what you will get? H2 is giving H plus, N2 will give what? N plus. Very good. It is N plus. So N2 will give N plus. If you take O2, it may give O plus. So my point is, you may take helium. If you take helium, what the helium will give? What the helium will give? Helium plus you can say, or helium plus may also give helium 2 plus, because that high voltage is there, that is going to remove the electron. So if you remove one electron from helium, it will form helium plus. If you remove another electron, it will form helium 2 plus. And this helium 2 plus is called as, can anyone tell me what is this helium 2 plus is called as? Helium 2 plus is called as alpha particle. Can you recollect in which experiment we have studied about this alpha particle? In which experiment we have studied about this alpha particle? Can anyone recall? Alpha particle, in which experiment we have discussed? Gold foil, yes, gold foil. Rutherford's gold foil experiment, not Bohr's, not Bohr, it is gold foil. Yes, so many answers are coming. It is gold foil experiment in which we have discussed about alpha particle. That alpha particle may also be produced inside this tube. Inside this anode ray tube, we can produce that alpha particle also, if you take helium gas inside. So my point is, If you are changing the gases, if you are taking hydrogen gas, you are getting H plus. If you are taking N2 gas, O2 gas, you will get these ions. If you take helium gas, you will get He2 plus. Means I have a true and false question for you. If we change the gas inside the anode ray tube, the nature of ion changes. The type of ion produced changes. True or false? Yes? My question is, when you change the gas inside the tube, the type of positive charged ion produced is going to change. Yes, it is true. It is true. In H2 producing H plus, He producing He2 plus. So the type of ion is also different when you are taking different gas. That is true. But is it happening in the anode experiment? I mean, in the cathode experiment, it is anode experiment. In cathode experiment, what? Whatever the gas you take inside, what the negative charged particle is. Question is, in the cathode experiment, don't spam in the chat box. Come to the next question. My question is, in the cathode ray experiment, if you change the gas, will the ion change? Will the charged particle change? It will not change. What is that particle always? It is electron, yes. But in the anode experiment, are you getting the proton always? Proton is basically H plus only, guys. Remember, H plus ion is called as proton. Remaining this O plus, He plus, N plus, He2 plus, these all are not called as proton. That means anode ray experiment will not give proton always, but cathode ray experiment will always produce electron. Are you clear with this point? My point is, the cathode ray experiment will always produce electron. That is the negative charged particle. The negative charged particle in cathode ray experiment is always same. But in the anode experiment, the positive charged particle is not always same. It depends on what? It depends on what? It depends on, yes, the gas taken inside. If you change the gas, then the positive charged particle will change. So, yes, you can ask your doubt. Voltage, nature of gas. Not the voltage, it is based on nature of gas. Change the gas, you will get different cation. Right? Yes, what is the doubt? Yes, you can ask your doubt. Yes. So, I'm telling you once again this point. In this experiment, what we are doing is, everything is similar, but we have made hole in the cathode, not in the anode. In this experiment, right? In the last experiment, we have made the hole in the anode, but here in the cathode. Now, ray has started from somewhere and coming towards the cathode. Now, I will answer to you from where the ray has started. So, guys, I told you that because of the high voltage, somewhere from the middle or somewhere from XYZ region, the ray has started. This is nothing but of the gas, right? This particle, the yellow particle which I have drawn inside the tube, that is the gas itself. If you are taking H2 gas, suppose this is the H2 gas that is breaking down into hydrogen atoms. Then hydrogen atom is converting into this H plus, and this H plus, whatever this ray is there, this ray is going this way, na? This ray is nothing but of H plus ion itself. If you are taking H2 gas, are you getting my point? Yes. What happens? Take care. I didn't get your question. Okay. My point is, this in the cathode experiment we have always electron. In anode experiment we have proton H plus only if you take H2 gas, right? But from where this H plus has come? Do you think the H plus has come from this anode? Question is the H plus ion coming from the anode? Please answer to my question. Is the H plus ion, this H plus ion coming from the anode? Think again and tell. No, yes. So many answers are there. It is no. Simply from anode is also a metal. That is not giving this H plus. H plus is coming out from the gas. And where is the gas? Do you think gas is there in the anode? Inside the anode, have you stored the gas? Guys, inside the anode, have you stored the gas? Uranium nuclear gas. We are not going to do experiment with that. Okay. Yes, we have not stored the gas inside the anode. So wherever the gas is there inside the tube, there the gas will dissociate and it will form this positive charged ion. That's why my question is, in cathode ray experiment, from where the cathode ray starts? In cathode ray experiment, from where the cathode ray starts? In cathode ray experiment, from where the cathode ray starts? From the cathode, correct. Now, the second question, you may say true or false. In anode ray experiment, the ray starts from the anode. True or false? In anode ray experiment, the ray starts from the anode. Anode ray experiment, ray starts from the anode. Yes, false. Then from where it starts? If it is false, then from where it starts? If it is false, from where it starts? From where the anode ray starts? From where anode ray starts from? From XYZ. Don't say XYZ. I told that way, but I explained it. From where the anode ray starts? Yes? Middle of the tube. Don't say middle of the tube. Oxygen, then which? Yeah. Tell me, from where? Sir, if we take oxygen, then which ion will be present? It may be O2 plus or O plus. Right? From gas. Very good answer. Very good. It is, you should not say center of the tube. Somewhere from the tube. Anywhere inside the tube, but from the position where the gas dissociates. Inside the tube, we have the gas. Wherever the gas is there, that gas will dissociate and will give this proton. So, somewhere in the middle of the tube, somewhere in the middle, I'm not saying exactly middle, somewhere in the middle of the tube, wherever the gas is dissociating, from there the anode ray will start and will go towards the cathode. Right? Now my point is, in anode ray experiment, this is what we are doing. So some important points we are going to write now. Observation, I can say, what are the things we have observed here? The first point is, anode ray does not start from anode. Anode ray does not start from anode, but it starts from a region where gas ionizes. The gas is getting ionized and forming the anode ray, right? That is the first point. The second point is, anode ray particles have different mass if different gas taken. If you are changing the gas, then different mass will be there for the anode ray. Like I told, if you are taking H2 gas, it will form H plus. If you are taking helium gas, it may form helium plus 2. That means what? Do you think H plus and helium plus 2 both are having same mass? Sir, if you take oxygen, then which ion will be present? I can tell you, I told already, oxygen if you take, it may convert into O plus, O2 plus, or O2 plus, O2, 2 plus, whatever it may be. But O2 molecular form or molecular ion will not be that possible. Reason being, the bond may be dissociated easily. Right? Why do not always positive in anode? Why not always positive in anode? I didn't get your question. Why not always positive in anode? If ozone, then if you take ozone, ozone also may dissociate to form oxygen atom and O2 molecule. Again, that O2 molecule may dissociate. It may give numerous ions, right? We are not going to make the things complicated. What I am saying, my point is not like what ion is coming. They are not going to ask you what ion is coming, but their question will be, in anode experiment, if you are changing the gas, the nature of positive charged ion is going to change. Different Gases, different ions are going to be there. Yes. Why not always positive ray anode in rays movement? Why not positive? I didn't get you. Why not positive? Why it does not start from the anode? I told you, man. The anode ray consists of what? Anode ray consists of positive charged particle. Here we have taken these two positive charged particle, H plus and He2 plus. These are positive charged particle. They are the anode ray. Do you think these particles are coming from the metal? That is from the anode. Anode means it is a metal plate. The metal is not going to give positive charged species. The gas is dissociating and giving this. And gas is not present inside the metal, right? Yes. Right? Will you again explain? Why are you asking this question? Anyway, we will discuss this, but you please pay attention over here because I am going to ask question in between and in the next class as well. Now you see here, what I can say is this is the second observation we have made. Third observation is the charge on anode ray may be variable. Charge may not be same. Like you see, here charge is +1 only, but here charge is +2. So all the anode ray particle will have same charge. You should not say like that. We will release the gas. We are not going to release the gas outside. The gas will be there inside the tube. The gas will break down and it will form this positive charged ions. Why the gas is breaking down, if you ask, I can say that we have supplied very high voltage for that. Right? We have supplied very high voltage for which the gas will break down and will form this positive charged ion. Okay, chalo badhiya. Now what I can say, charge on the anode ray may be variable. Fourth point is anode ray has positive charge, right? Anode ray has positive charge always. It may be +1, +2, +3, any charge. It is positive charged, and this anode ray is also called as canal ray. The other name of anode ray is canal ray, right? Now the next point I can say is E/M ratio of anode ray. You tell me, for anode ray the E/M ratio will be always same or different? Can anyone tell me E/M ratio for anode ray experiment will always be same or different? Those who have understood the experiment can definitely answer this. Different, Nehaji, different, Indian, different. So many are saying different, but two people told same. Guys, it is going to be different, man. How it is same? Yes, changes. It is different. It is different. The reason is, in anode ray experiment, I told you that positive charged particle itself is different. Anode ray means positive charged particle, and positive charged particle may be H plus, maybe He2 plus, maybe X plus, Y plus, Z plus, any particle is possible. So some positive charged particle is there. It may have some different masses. That's why E/M value is different. If I talk about, suppose, I will talk about this part anyway. Okay. To understand this E/M value is different. Okay, is different. To understand this, I will discuss one question. The question is, compare E/M value of electron, proton, neutron, and alpha particle. Right? This is what the question is. Now to answer this question, what we have to understand is, you have to remember this table. Okay, remember this table. I have electron. Okay, I have charge here, I have mass here, and I have charge by mass value. Right? You people tell me, for electron, proton, neutron, and alpha particle, what are their charges? You might have studied this earlier. If not, I will tell you the values. You people tell me what is the charge on one electron. Charge on one electron. It is, yes, charge on one electron. It is negative. Very good answer. I wanted this answer only. Negative charge. So simply charge on electron is exactly how much? I am not into that. So I can say simply charge on one electron is -1 unit of charge. Charge on one proton is +1 unit of charge. And neutron charge is 0. Charge on alpha particle is how much? Can anyone tell? Sadhana Padhi, very good. Charge on electron is 1.6 into 10 - 19 coulomb. Very good answer, but we are not going to take that charge for the calculation because we want relative charge only. Relative charge on electron is -1, proton is +1. If it is -x, this is +x, like that I am talking about, right? +2, very good, very good. The alpha particle charge is +2. These are the charges. What are the mass value over here? Mass value of electron. So guys, mass of electron, if you talk about, mass of electron is 1/1837 AMU, right? In terms of AMU, the mass of proton is 1.007 AMU and neutron is 1.008 AMU. You might have studied earlier proton and electron mass. I mean, the proton and neutron mass is same. But that is not same, guys. You tell me, out of proton and neutron, which one is a heavier particle? Out of proton and neutron, which one is a heavier particle? Slightly heavier. Out of proton and neutron, which one is slightly heavier? Yes, it is neutron. Neutron is slightly heavier than proton. You can see here 1.008 AMU and this is 1.007 AMU. But for approximation, we can say that both are almost same mass. 1.007 also we will approximate as 1 AMU. This one also we will approximate as 1 AMU. Mass of alpha particle is how much? What is the mass of alpha particle? What is the mass of alpha particle? Alpha particle is helium +2. What is the mass of helium? What is the mass of helium? Helium atom or helium ion, same mass. What is the mass of helium atom? Atomic number is 2, mass is 4. Very good, it is 4. So mass is 4 AMU. I am writing all the mass in AMU units. Okay. Now you do the calculation. So this is charge by mass. E by m means charge by mass. I can say I am not going to take about this minus sign or plus sign. I will just take the magnitude. So 1/1/1837. 1/1/1837. How much it will be? It will be simply 1837. The next one, 1 divided by 1. That is 1. This one, 0 divided by 1. That is 0. 2 divided by 4. Which is 1/2. Now you tell me which value is larger, which value is smaller. Don't say it is -1837. I can write +1837. Why minus and plus sign is there? I can tell minus sign is there means overall charge is negative. Mass can never be negative. If charge is negative, then this value will be negative, right? So charge is negative. So minus if I put here, that means it is simply charge is negative, but you do not have to put the minus sign. E by m value means how much deflection will be there. Just remember this way, right? So sign you do not have to see plus sign or minus sign, right now. If plus sign is there, if it is getting deflected upward, minus sign is there means it will get deflected downward. Are you getting my point? I have not taken the minus sign here. I have taken all the values in the positive way only. Why? Because whether it is positive or negative, the value is only important. The number is only important. The minus sign, plus sign indicates which side the ray will get deflected, the cathode ray or anode ray, whether it will be getting deflected upward or downward. Right? That is only going to be decided. Now you tell me what is the correct order here? E by m value, correct order. Which one is maximum value? Which one is maximum value? Maximum is 1837, that is for electron. Then comes 1 for proton, and then comes half for alpha, and then comes minimum for the neutron. This is the order: electron, proton, alpha particle, and the neutron. So from this, what I can say, in this I can say that out of electron and proton, which one gets deflected more? Try to answer to this question. Out of electron and proton, which one gets deflected more? Think and let me know the answer. I told you the deflection depends on three factors: charge on the particle, mass of the particle, and how much electric field, magnetic field. Here I am not talking anything about electric field, magnetic field. I am only into how much charge is there, how much mass is there. Based on that, you tell me which one will be deflected more out of electron and proton. Some people are saying proton, very few, but maximum are telling electron, and the answer is electron only. Are bhai, I told you that deflection is directly proportional to charge on the particle and it is inversely proportional to mass of the particle. Deflection directly proportional to charge, inversely proportional to mass. That means what? Deflection is directly proportional to E by M value. More is the E by M value, more is the deflection. So from there, what I can say? Out of this order, I can say that electron has maximum E by M value. So electron will get deflected more because electron is very lightweight particle. Bhai. Electron is very lightweight. Proton is very much heavier. One proton is 1837 times heavier than the electron. So that way I can say electron is very lightweight particle, so it will get deflected more. Electron maximum deflection, then proton, then the neutron. Neutron will get minimum deflected. Why neutron will get minimum deflected? I can say no deflection. Can anyone answer why neutron will have no deflection? Almost no deflection. Can anyone tell why neutron will not have any deflection? Zero. What is zero? No, it is not heavy. Not due to the heaviness. Yes, because E by M. Very good, Risvita. Very good. It is because E by M value is 0. E by M 0 means E itself is 0 by. If charge is 0, no charge, why it will get deflected? If some charge is there on the ray, then only the electric field will be attracting. Right? If positive charge is there in the ray, negative part of electric field will attract. If the ray has positive charge, negative will attract. Ray has negative charge, positive charge will attract. So some charge should be there in the ray. If ray itself has no charge, who is going to attract? Nothing. The neutron cannot be attracted that way. So the deflection is related to the E by M value also. Remember this point. Guys, if you understood this, then I have a question for you. The question is, compare E by M value. Okay. I have H plus, D plus, O plus, and N plus. What is the correct order of? This is D plus. D plus means it is deuterium. I hope you know what is deuterium. Can anyone tell me what is deuterium? Protium, deuterium, tritium. You might be knowing this. What is deuterium? Boys, what is deuterium? Don't know. Are you know this? Isotope. Very good, Neha. Very good. It is isotope. It is isotope. Yes, you might have studied this. It is isotope, not allotrope. Allotrope is something different, Sadhana. It is not allotrope. It is isotope. Okay. Isotope of hydrogen. Hydrogen has 3 isotopes, out of which deuterium is 1. Right? Now you have to compare the E by M value. Can anyone solve this and let me know the answer? I will also solve along with you. You also please try to solve this. I'm writing the E by M value here itself. Right? You people tell me for H plus, what is the charge value for H plus? I have written plus 1. Let us say I have the next one is Al plus 3. Right? Let us compare. So for hydrogen, charge is plus 1 and divided by what is the mass of hydrogen? Mass of hydrogen atom. Mass of hydrogen. 2 AMU mass. Hydrogen with 2 AMU mass. Gayatri, hydrogen is not having 2 AMU mass. H2 molecule is 2. Hydrogen atom is 1 only. Hydrogen atom only mass is 1 AMU. H2 molecule has mass 2. Right now? So hydrogen atom mass is 1 only. So 1 by 1 The value is 1 overally. Here deuterium, charge is +1 divided by what is the mass of deuterium? Acha Gayatri, you are correct. You were talking about what is the deuterium, right? The mass is 2, correct. What is the mass of deuterium? Mass of deuterium is 2. So it is half, right? Protium is 1, deuterium is 2, and tritium is 3. These are the 3 isotopes of hydrogen. You might have studied this earlier, like carbon has carbon 12, carbon 14. These 2 isotopes. Atomic number is same, 6 and 6, but mass is different. Oxygen 16, oxygen 17, oxygen 18. Right? These all are oxygen isotope. Atomic number is same, but the mass is different. Similarly, hydrogen has hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2, and hydrogen 3. These 3 isotopes, same atomic number, different mass. This second isotope is called as deuterium. So I am talking about that deuterium. So deuterium mass is 2 here. Oxygen, charge is 1. Can anyone tell me what is the mass of oxygen? Mass of oxygen, you should remember minimum up to 20 elements, first 20 elements mass. That is basic necessity. If you want to solve question from physical chemistry, at least you should remember till first 20 elements. 16, very good. Atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Don't say 32, that is molecular mass. This is 1 by 16 basically. The next one, nitrogen, charge is 1. What is the mass of nitrogen? Charge is 1, but what is the mass of nitrogen? Mass of nitrogen 7. 7 is the atomic number. Siri, it is atomic number. 14. 7, 14, 7. 7, 14. Yes, it is 14. Very good, guys. It is 14. 7 is the atomic number. I am asking the mass. Aluminium charge is 3 divided by mass of aluminium is 27. So based on that, I can say 3 by 27 is 1 by 9. This is 1 by 14. Now you conclude which value is smaller, which value is greater. Try to answer. Try to make the correct order. E by M. Which one is maximum value? Which one is the maximum value? Try to arrange them in the correct order. Which one is the maximum value here? 1 by something is there in all the cases, but here 1 is there. That means hydrogen is, yes, correct. Hydrogen, first one, H plus is the maximum. Then out of all this, 1 by something is there. If 1 by some number is there, if the denominator is big number, overall number is small. Right? So denominator is small, the overall number is big. So which one is the next one? 2, 9, 14, 16. That will be the order. So then deuterium will come and then 9 will come, that is aluminium plus 3, and then 14 will come, which is N plus, and lastly O plus. Are you getting my point? Right now? ONALDH. ONALDH. Correct. Very good. Very good. Very good, Kausal. Very good. Chalo. Yes, I like it. Now, I have a question for you. E by M value of alpha particle and deuterium plus it's same. True or false? Please answer to this question. I have the question that is E by M value of alpha particle and deuterium plus is same. Check whether it is same or not. Can you please check whether it is same or not? False, false, true, true, false. Yes, half and half, same. Kausal, Joel Kausal, very good man, very good. It is half and half, both are half and half. Answer is going to be true here. You can check for alpha particle, I can say charge is +2 divided by mass is 4, which is half. And for D plus, charge is +1 divided by mass of deuterium half. This is also half, this is also half. That's why this is true, right? Yes, it is true. It is true. Yes. Chalo. So now let us conclude what we have discussed in today's class. Rest of the thing we will discuss in the next class, right? The discovery of neutron is not that important. Talking about NEET point of view, they have never asked anything. Yes, true, true, true. So many times you are saying true means definitely it will be true. So what I can say is in today's class we have discussed about the anode ray experiment, talking about cathode ray experiment and anode ray experiment. Neha ji, is zinc sulfide used for fluorescence? Yes, Neha, it is same zinc sulfide which we have taken for the fluorescence. The material is not changed, right? So what we have discussed in today's class is cathode ray experiment, whatever we have done, similar thing we have done in anode ray, but the hole we have made in the cathode in the anode ray experiment, in which from the gas the ions are produced and they are moving, right? In cathode ray experiment, from cathode the ray has started. That is not happening in the anode experiment. Very important statement, right? Next, what we have discussed is the E by M value in the cathode ray experiment is always fixed, but that is not fixed in the anode ray experiment, because in the anode ray experiment, what is happening? The nature of the ray depends on which one? The nature of the ray depends on which parameter? The nature of ray depends on which parameter? Yes? Gas. Very good, Arya, very good. It is the gas. If you are changing the gas, then the nature of ray will change, the mass will change. Mass is changing, charge is changing, so E by M value also will change. So E by M value in anode experiment changes when gas changes, but even if you change the gas, the E by M value will remain always the same in cathode ray experiment, right? That is what we have discussed in today's class. If any doubt is there, you can ask. If any particular doubt is there, you can ask. Yes? Any particular doubt is there, you can ask. No? Chalo then. Okay. If not, then we'll be signing off for today. Okay. I request all of you people, please go through cathode ray and anode ray experiment. Okay. And I would be asking more question in the next class about the same, because it is quite theoretical topic. I'm not giving much homework and all. You please go through these topics. Yeah, chalo, we'll meet in the next class. Why rays are not coming from anode? Man, I have answered to the same question. I told that ray starts from the gas, where the gas dissociates, and the gas is not present in the anode. Anode is just a metal. Inside the metal you have not stored the gas. Gas is somewhere in the middle of the tube. From there it is getting dissociated, producing the positive charged ray, which is moving towards negative charged electrode, the cathode, right? From anode metal will electron arise. From anode electron will not arise. Okay. Anode has what charge? Anode has positive charge. Electron will not be there. From cathode only electron will be coming out. In anode ray experiment also that will happen, but we are not observing that, right? Chalo, anyway, what material can be taken as anode? Metal. We take metals. We take usually platinum as the metal, okay, in general, because it is less reactive metal, but from that less reactive metal also electron can be ejected, because we are giving very high voltage. And anode metal has positive ion. Anode metal has positive. No, anode metal has no positive ion. Yeah. Okay guys, okay, we'll be signing up for today. We'll meet in the next class. Have a great time ahead. Chalo, we'll meet you. Bye bye.